says I'm live, but I don't know if I'm live or not. Hello, this is gonna be interesting. Wow, the chat is going really fast. Hi guys, hello. Background, yeah, the computer is having a hard time doing this, so it's like the fan is going. Am I gonna do a meet and greet? First question. I hope eventually. I try to like post online when I go out in public and do stuff. Oh, hey Mike, I'm seeing my YouNow regulars. So for those of you who don't know, I usually live stream on YouNow. And so that's why this setup is very new to me. It's my first YouTube live stream, and so I'm figuring some stuff out. It's like a little bit of a learning process for the YouTube live specific format. Ricardo, hi everybody. So hi to my regulars who usually catch my live streams. I wanted to do this at a time that was good for everybody. So it's 6:11 p.m. for me right now. And so I saw earlier before the live stream started, you guys were saying where you're from. I saw people from France, from Germany, some people I know are from Mexico, some people from here, the Netherlands. So that's really awesome. Thanks everybody for joining. My plan for this live stream was that first I would, once we got everything set up and kind of got started, I would explain my move to Amsterdam kind of in a moving vlog format. And then I would do questions after. So I'm seeing a ton of questions in the chat, and so if you guys can maybe hold that until the end-ish maybe, because I love answering questions, so either I'm just going to start answering all the questions immediately right now, and then I'll never really explain my moving vlog story. Oh yeah, and if everybody is wondering what my name is, it's Caro, like kerosene. So if you want to know what you should like call me in the chat and stuff, if you don't want to like type out CH527 kerosene, Caro, that works. Or kerosene. Also, shout out to Norblorb, who is answering everybody's questions in the chat. Sorry that the stream is freezing. It's freezing for me too, and I just ignore it because it's like lagged behind, so I can't watch it. So I'm sorry that if the stream is lagging or freezing. So Unicorn Uni is repeatedly asking me if I have a boyfriend. And so I do have a partner. I don't use the term boyfriend because I don't really know why. I've just never really thought of him as my boyfriend, because we've just like been super close friends for so long, and then it kind of just developed into like a relationship. So yes, I have someone who could be called a boyfriend, but I don't call him my boyfriend. He's my partner, and he is why I am in Amsterdam. So everybody asking in the chat right now why I did move to Amsterdam, and the topic of this live stream is my partner got a job here. He did an internal transfer. He works for Amazon. Somebody asked what he does, what his job is. So he works for Amazon, but he did an internal transfer to one of their subsidiaries that happens to be based in Amsterdam, Netherlands. So that was in the beginning of the summer that he accepted the job to Amsterdam. And we had like talked about how we wanted to live together. He asked me if I wanted to see if I could come with. So I guess we can maybe make this a little bit of a faster story. Essentially, his job, the company that he now works for, part of the job offer was that they'd be able to move anybody connected to him. And one of the types of people, so usually you think of family, you think of like kids, or maybe you think of like a spouse, but an unmarried partner qualifies as a type of dependent to a knowledge migrant. Does that make sense? And so because we are like romantic partners that live together, they were like, yeah, like she can come too. And so that's why I moved here. And that made the whole process a lot easier. A lot of the questions that I've been getting is like how I moved, so like what went into moving here. And the number one thing that you have to do is you have to get a residence permit or like a work permit, or people call it a visa. And we were looking at that process before we knew that his job was going to help me get mine. And it's a pretty confusing and intense process. Just because it's, you have to prove to another country's government why you should be allowed to have like a type of citizenship. Like, why am I allowed into this country? Why should I be here? I got super lucky that the reason I'm here is because I'm his partner. So it's like, I feel so lucky and grateful. My residence permit that I do have a residence permit. It's just connected to his, so I'm a dependent of a knowledge migrant. Really, really cool. And so part of that is that it is valid for 5 years. And so that permit expires in July of, let's do some math, 2022. I'm pretty sure that I will have the opportunity to renew it, that we will, but we're also not sure how long we want to stay here. So for those of you who have been asking how long did I plan to be here in the Netherlands, living in Amsterdam, is we're just not really sure. We're just kind of feeling it out. We do really like it so far, but we're also both really into traveling and like moving around just to experience the world. And both of our jobs allow us to do that if we want to. And so we might stay here for a year, we might stay here for 5 years, we might stay here for 6 years or 7 years, or we might stay here for only 2 years. We're just not sure yet. The other thing that people have been asking me to make a vlog about, which is how I physically moved from the United States to Amsterdam. And so the next part of if you're moving internationally after you get the legal right to live there is you have to actually move there, which is a bit of a process. And this is where we got extremely lucky again. My partner, and his name is Nate. I don't know if I've said that yet, but I'm just gonna call him Nate from now on. So part of Nate's job offer is that they would move him and all his stuff and anyone connected to him and all of their stuff. Here's a company that's gonna help you apply for your permit, and here's a different company that's going to move your stuff for you. What they'll do is they'll come in and you'll be like, I wanna take this, this, and this, and they're like, tight, and they box it up for you, and then they ship it for you. And so we dodged a headache of trying to figure out how am I gonna move all my stuff from St. Paul, Minnesota, for those of you who don't know, I was in St. Paul, Minnesota, all the way across the ocean into Amsterdam, Netherlands. And so it was a combination of shipping things with a shipping company and then taking like 2 big checked suitcases to the max weight that was possible, and then like as much into my personal item carry-on as I could. And that pretty much did it. So luckily neither of us had any furniture really. And so we weren't like trying to move beds, we weren't trying to move mattresses, we weren't trying to move dressers. We just have like a lot of I have a lot of shit. Nate is very minimalistic. Yeah, so that's physically how I moved. And I took a plane. I did direct flight, which was tight. It went way faster. And then I saw somebody ask about jet lag. It was okay. A lot of naps the first week, which was fine. And so my moving process was facilitated essentially by my partner's job, and we decided that was a crazy good opportunity that I was like, I can't let that go. And so I'm super thankful for that opportunity. I'm super grateful. I feel very lucky. And so unfortunately when people kind of ask me for advice and stuff, and I can't give a lot of advice besides like date somebody or get a job in another country or date somebody who gets another job. So yeah, so that's kind of like my moving vlog. I feel super fortunate that I got this opportunity, that he got this opportunity, and we just decided to say fuck it and take it. And so now we can start questions. So what about a meetup? I'd love to meet you, says Bent Moon Hunter. I will maybe try to organize like a specifically for me and my people meetup sometime. Maybe in the spring when the weather is nicer, just because it sucks and I don't like being outside right now. So yeah. How is my Dutch so far? Pretty non-existent. That's like the number one question that I get from people is if I know how to speak Dutch, and I do not. Me moving to the Netherlands was not planned at all. Like if I had known in advance that I was gonna move here, I maybe would have tried to learn a little bit of Dutch, but the move happened like 4 or 5 months after the decision, which kind of maybe sounds like a long time, but it's not. So I don't know any speaking Dutch. I can like understand certain words. I can like read when a packaging says like keep refrigerated and like store in a cool place, and I can read like cooking instructions for the most part, and I can like read the labels on our washer and dryer. I can't speak it though. I can't pronounce anything. I can say like thank you, maybe. But as some people have been saying in the chat, Amsterdam is very like Anglophone, basically. Almost everybody that I've encountered speaks English. Not to say that everybody here speaks English, but it is very common for people to speak English here. I heard that it's like the number one English-speaking city in a non-English country, if that makes sense, at least in New York. Does it snow there? It does snow here a little bit. Far less than it snows where I moved from. Alex asks if I smoke pot, XD. Heart, I don't actually, and that's why it's really funny, because all of my friends, and Nate doesn't smoke either, and so all of our friends were like, you're moving to Amsterdam, and we're like, yeah, great. like we don't smoke. I've never been to a coffee shop. We've been to Amsterdam before. I've never been to a coffee shop here. Still haven't, probably won't ever until my friends come to visit and they're like, yo, it's the weed city. I'm like, yeah, guys, great. Well, I take Dutch classes. Nate is gonna have classes, and so I'm just gonna like sit in on those and learn from him. They're like online, and so I'm just gonna like sit next to him while he does it. Is it true that people ride bike all the time there, asks Dana. Yes, biking is very big here. I've never seen so many bikes in my life, ever, as I have, like, just in one block on Amsterdam. Like, I come from a city that's pretty bike-friendly. Like, in America, it was pretty bike-friendly for what it is. But here is, like, so cool how many people bike, and they have, like, very easy to navigate bike lanes, and it's such a bike city. It's super rad. The very first thing that I did when I got here, like, besides sleep immediately, was we went to get a bike for me. I hadn't rode a bike in a while, and so it took me, like, a little bit to kind of get comfortable. But yeah, I do have health insurance. I just got it, like, the other day. Because I needed a bank account first, and then I could get health insurance. You're legally required to have health insurance. If I didn't have health insurance within 4 months, I would be fined, and they'd be like, get it. So I have to. So, like, in order to live here, I have to have the residence permit, and I have to have health insurance. Somebody's asking for Nate on the camera. I can do that soon. I'm gonna answer some more questions, and then I'll get Nate over here. So, it disappeared, but somebody asked if I have had Dutch cuisine. Maybe, kind of. I don't think we haven't gone to, like, a specific Dutch restaurant. I've only been to 2 restaurants since I've been here. I don't have a P.O. box yet, nor will I asked about that. I keep forgetting about that, which is really shitty. Just because I had so many other things that I had to set up first. I had to get, like, my bank account and health insurance, and then cell phone, and then I have to, like, do some more stuff, and then I will look into getting a P.O. box for sure. Norvalorb asks, how is the rave scene there? It is different. It's alright. I haven't really gone into it a little bit. I've been to, like, the really big mainstream stuff, which is, like, alright. Howard asks, do people there discriminate or stare at you on the street because of how you look? I don't super go outside a lot, and I don't try to look at people in the face. So I don't know if they're staring at me, but I haven't been discriminated against because of how I look, but I do know that the Dutch are very conservative. I've had people who have been here before who have, like, a really alternative look have problems, but so far it's been okay for me because I just go to the grocery store, and that's kind of it. Wow, that is so mean. I'm going to hide that one. You don't deserve to have your question answered if you're going to be that mean about it. Do you know how many people are asking questions in here? You guys, I'm really sorry that the chat is going so fast, and I'm only seeing, like, 1 question out of, like, 10 at a time. Please don't yell at me if I don't answer your question, like, or call me names and swear. That's, like, super not chill. That, like, okay. I'm really sorry about the lag. This is my first YouTube stream, my first time using an encoder. I don't know. Kathy Smith, there's a theme park. I can't pronounce that. I love roller coaster parks. Please tell me about this more. I would love to go there. What kind of Amsterdam related videos do I have planned? 0. I don't have any planned. Why don't I like weed? I don't like it. Yeah, Ricardo, I don't have another job here. I don't want one. I don't need one. Oh, Nicola asks if we are engaged. We're not engaged. I don't like marriage. And I don't think he does either. I think we've talked about it. I don't have any plans to get married unless it would be for financial benefit. So Whitney asks what I think about the people. They seem great so far. I've barely interacted with them. Everybody that we've, like, interacted with, like, when we go out, it's really nice. The Kiki Bear asks, what do I do while Nate's at work? I hang out. I edit videos. I'll film stuff, or I'll edit videos. I'll, like, make social media posts. like on Instagram or Facebook, or I'll like get stuff ready to post, or I'll like edit photos. And I've been like, I'll clean and I'll set stuff up in our house. Howard asks, what are some of the worries of mine for moving here? I guess the number one worry that I had was leaving all of my friends behind. Just because that sucks a little bit. It's been going okay because thank God for social media and like Snapchat group chats essentially. So I've been able to stay more connected than I kind of thought that I would. So that was nice. And just kind of, I don't know, I was worried about not liking it here, worried about kind of like being on my own. Nate and I had never lived together before, so that was a worry too. It's if we're going to be compatible as housemates. And I guess a worry, I mean, like, since it's indefinite, I just don't know when I'm going to be going home. I don't know when I'm going to move again. So that kind of counts as a worry. But it was definitely, all of my worries were outweighed by my excitement and all of the really positive, fun stuff about moving here. So that was cool. Christina says, you're in the best country to go to rave and electronic music festivals. Yeah, they have a lot of really awesome events here, and I'm really excited about that. We're gonna go see fucking Venga Boys and Aqua and like Nakatomi and Dune. It's crazy. I don't know how to say it. Is it Raknera or Rashnera? Asks, why out of all cities in the Netherlands, Amsterdam? I mean, there are a lot of great other cities. There are, but we are in Amsterdam because that's where Nate's job is. So we didn't actually pick Amsterdam. If anybody's wondering why I picked Amsterdam, I didn't. Melanie asks, any cultural shock so far? No, it's super similar to like American cities. It looks different, and there's not a lot of English out there. People speak English, but like not on like packaging and road signs. Christina says, show us Nate, please. Are you ready? You guys ready to meet Nate? I've been talking to him a lot, and if you guys been noticing, I'll double check things with him. And so this is Nate, and it's lagging really bad, so you're not gonna see yourself show up for like time. And if anybody Christina says, everybody questions for Nate. Yeah. Also, okay, yeah, you guys have seen him before. He's in the Cyberdog video. I forgot about that. Yeah, he's in 2 of my videos on my channel. So he was the guy in the Cyberdog video, if you've seen it. And he's also the guy in my London vlog, if you have seen that. So the Kiki Bear asks, Nate, what do you do for a living? Are you comfortable talking about that?
Sure.
Yeah.
I do computer stuff. I have a computer science degree, and I'm a software developer, and I work in the cloud.
Anusha asks, does Nate work in an office? How does he have that hairstyle?
I work in the office, and I can have my hairstyle because my employers do not care what I look like. They just care that I'm able to do my job, and I'm able to do my job, so it works out. Yeah,
our hair matches. It's blue also. I did it, if anybody's wondering. I did it. But yeah, I was excited because we had a neon green, and then I have neon green, so we have a match. I'm really excited. Howard asks, and it's leaving, some of the advantages and disadvantages for having English as the native language in Amsterdam. So as not the native language, I guess disadvantages for not having English be the native language is the grocery store takes a long time when you're really new and you don't know what anything means. And calling places can suck if they don't speak English. Mm-hmm. And like trying to figure out online banking because they don't have an English version of your online banking kind of sucks. Yeah.
Pretty much any like government forms or any forms of any sorts sucks.
Yeah, trying to like fill stuff out. Selena asks, how old are you? I'm 22. Do you want to?
I'm 24. Yeah. A shout out to Man Is No One for asking questions about or just saying things that are computer science related. I see you.
Howard asks, are things expensive there? Also, shout out to Howard for asking so many questions. If so, how are y'all going to support yourself financially? Things are a little bit, okay, from where I come from, so like St. Paul, Minnesota, things are more expensive here. We used to live in Seattle, where cost of living is higher, so it's a little bit similar to what you were used to. Mm-hmm. How we're going to support ourselves financially? Jobs.
Yeah, jobs are important.
Yeah. Joanne asks, have you found your favorite hangout spot so far? Yes, here, inside the apartment. Yeah, I don't like go out and hang out. Like some people like to go to like cafes and hang out or anything. I'm a very inside person. I'm a homebody. Do you have any favorite hangout spots?
Here's pretty good. Yeah, so far, I guess maybe there's one bar, Cafe Brecht.
Which one? Oh yeah, which one's that one?
It's a German bar. I don't know what
yeah.
street it's on.
So Shaba asks, is it the first time moving to different places for both of you? No, because he's moved to different places. This is the first time for me moving to a different city or country for sure, but he had moved to Seattle from where we both used to live, St. Paul, Minnesota. Mm-hmm. Wolf Sim asks, what's your favorite color? Black. Do you have a favorite color?
I don't have a favorite color. Ooh. I like most colors, but black is pretty good as well.
Black's pretty cool. So Seer1285 says, is it nice you're closer to all sorts of countries like Germany, etc.? Yes, that was like the biggest positive thing for us moving here, is that we're so close to all these places that we want to travel to. Of course, we're farther away from South America. We'll make up for it in the money that we save traveling to Europe, then we can use that to spend visiting South America. We're super excited. We're going to try to go to as many places as possible while we're here, for sure.
Do you have to tip at restaurants? Not really. I mean, if you have really good service, maybe tip 5 to 10%, but usually people don't super leave tips here.
And sometimes it's included. Sometimes they have service charges that are included already. Vera asks, what are you looking forward to trying new most in Amsterdam? Shops, recipes? I'm always excited to try new food, for sure. I like seeing the different architecture a little bit. It's been fun, like when we bike through the city, seeing how stuff changes as you get close to the center. What would you say? What you're looking forward to trying new here?
I like finding small venues and like concerts and shows that happen there.
Howard says, favorite thing about Amsterdam right now?
Biking.
Biking?
I like biking.
Yeah.
You don't like biking as much?
I don't like biking as much. I guess I will people and dog watch out the window. So specific to Amsterdam, my favorite thing so far is people watching and dog watching, because we live somewhere where people walk their dogs a lot. So it's really nice. Jasmine asks, is there anything in Amsterdam that's also in America? A lot, for sure. There's a lot of similarities. That's my answer. There's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a bad answer, but it's true, I guess. Billy asks, so I miss my siblings, and you're a fan of Bobby Raps. Yeah, my brother is Bobby Raps, if anybody is familiar with more underground American hip-hop music. Yes, I do. We'll catch up every once in a while, so that's been okay. Misha asks, was the process tedious as in paperwork and such before you moved to Amsterdam? I got really lucky that the majority of the paperwork that I had to do for moving was done by a company hired by his work. We had to get our birth certificates and get information together and then send it to them, but then they actually did the application for us. So
yeah, we just had to give them a bunch of documents and then they filed everything, which is sweet.
Yeah, so we were very, very lucky, grateful for that. Jasmine asks, do I miss Minnesota? Not particularly. I didn't like the weather there that much. I miss the people there.
People are asking if we want more piercings. I know I want more piercings.
Yeah.
The great thing about piercings is you can always take them out if you don't like them. And usually it looks fine, so why not?
Usually. Cloud Rhythm asks, are bathrooms as nice as yours the norm around there? No. We got really lucky with our bathroom. A lot of the bathrooms are really small here, but we did actually we saw quite a few that were pretty nice, but those were expensive apartments too.
Yeah.
Anusha asked, does Nate change hair colors as much as I do?
Yes. Yeah, maybe probably.
Yeah, I think maybe a little bit less often.
Yeah.
I'll probably go through 2 hair changes while he has the same one. But you still change it 6 times a year maybe.
Yeah, or more.
Yeah. So yes.
Yes.
We like changing our hair. Do you see that?
Gezellig.
Yeah, Bent
Yeah.
asks about, we've talked about this word before. You
Yeah.
can say, I think you can say it better than I can.
Gezellig.
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 Yeah. It's similar to cozy. It's like
Yeah.
a cozy space with nice
Like,
friends
nice
and just
feelings,
having a good time.
stuff.
I don't know.
Kendra says, thanks for including Nate. Yeah.
Yeah,
you.
no problem.
Emily says, I heard Amsterdam is beautiful. It is. It's really gorgeous here. And Barry says, have you noticed that a lot of the buildings aren't straight and many lean to the sides? Yes. We biked past this. I was going to point it out to you, but you probably saw it.
Mm-hmm.
The whole lean, and it looks really trippy, but it's pretty cool.
I'm pretty sure it's because they're slowly sinking into the sand underneath.
Kendra asks, have you visited the Anne Frank Museum? We haven't yet. It's really busy all the time. We haven't done a lot of, I saw somebody ask if we've done any tourist stuff. We haven't done a ton of tourist stuff yet. We're kind of saving that for, we're going to make a weekend out of it and like pretend like we don't live here, and so that we have to go to everything in like 2 days. And we're going to get like the museum pass. You can get like a museum pass that lets you get into places for cheaper. So that's, we'll get there eventually, but it's really, there's a line outside the Anne Frank house all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Nanjun says, do you grocery shop at Albert Heijn? Yes, we do. Sophie asks, how's the cost of living in Amsterdam compared to America? And I'm happy you like the live stream. It depends on where you are in America, but on average, Amsterdam would be a higher cost of living than an American city. But if you look at like the big American cities like Seattle, LA, New York, the Bay Area, the big cities in Texas, big cities in Florida, it's about the same cost of living. Mary Berry, do they have different animals there than they do here?
Not really.
Not really.
I guess I've seen parrots in Bumble Park.
Yeah, they have some different birds. It's pretty cool.
All the seagulls sound like screaming babies.
Yeah, the seagulls sound different. The seagull call here is way different from whatever type of seagull lives in America.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty jarring. We've hit the time limit that I said that I would. It was really fun. I was a little bit nervous about it being my first live stream on YouTube, and it has gone pretty well. And that's all thanks to you guys. Thank you so much for being here, for asking so many questions. I barely got to all of them. I'll give a kind of final plug. If you enjoyed this, if you would like to hang out with me live, I'm going to do more live Q&As because this was really fun. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube so that you get the notification for when I'm live, but then also to follow me on one of my other platforms, whether it's Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Facebook, or YouNow, just so that you kind of get that double notification and so that you don't miss anything and that you can come hang out. So yeah, thank you so much, everybody, and I think I know how to stop this.
Doei doei.
Yeah, doei doei, that's Dutch for bye, and it's the most adorable way to say bye that I've ever heard in my life. So that's our kind of fun Dutch thing that we can say, which is doei doei, and thank you so much, everybody, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.